I have here a small collection of tram parts that once assembled should look like this. And I suppose you understand it is of course the gear shifter, and the other one is this direction and that direction. And of course this thing is here because there's a problem with it. And here I have an assembled gear shifter from the same type of tram, same type of shifter of course. And I have it here because there's also a problem with it. On the clean one that is disassembled, of course this ball idea comes here in this semi-round thing, and in here there's a pin, and this pin comes in this groove in the ball and prevents the thing from spinning. But in the other one the pin is broken. Of course the shifter itself is not this short little thingy. On here we can slide a bar with a bend in it, and because it's bent we have to prevent it from spinning, which means this little portion here needs a flat, but on this one there isn't. But luckily on the dirty one there is a flat spot, so that's good. It's just that the flat itself should be on this side and not this side. So the project for today is to make from this not good and this not good shifter together one very good shifter, if it's possible. And if it isn't, make it possible. And I think the very first thing to do is take this dirty thing apart and clean all the parts and see what we've got. I have it all apart now, and while I was doing the dishes, cleaning all this shit up, it started to rain again, so I had to stop working outside, because paint thinner, I don't like to use it indoors. Outdoors, much better. Let's have a closer look to what we've got here. This is the plate that was fully assembled and really dirty. And here we can see that in fact the thing is dead. There's a whole part missing. The pin that's normally in here was broken, and this side had also this ball, and as you can see all pieces are broken here. So I'm gonna declare this one dead, not usable. Let's have a look at the other one. This is a plate I already had here. And the shifter from the dirty one, I managed to clean it up, and here we can clearly see traces of someone already fixed it. Here this final work, but of course with this old junk, it's normal. Now I don't know what happened to it, but the keyway here, there is a slip out idea, and the key looks like an alpine ski. So I don't know how, but the key at one moment slipped out and of course made a terrible dent in it. But luckily the ball itself is in rather good condition. Here's a little bit a breakout because of I suppose the key lifted the material up. But even with this breakout, when I put it in here, of course with the slit here where the pin comes, it seems to fit very well. And of course while assembling I have to be careful to put it in the right direction, because the flat on the shifter has to point this way. This way it's a bit too close, and the keyway is on this side, which means my ball has to go this way in and not this way. Remember this. Now I'm not sure, but I think there's still a piece of pin. Let's take the pin like this one. I think there's still a little piece in here. Let's check that out first. Hi Stanley. .7 5, that will do. Ha! And indeed, there was a little piece of pin still inside. Let's try to fit a new one. Now, this is of course not a new one, but here I can clearly see sew marks. So this one, not original, someone made this one. I think this could work. Yes. Last week the tram people asked me if I wanted to try to fix this thing. So I put it in my car, bring it home. On my way home, of course I knew that this pin was broken, and I was starting to thinking setups and how to drill out and maybe make a sleeve, but the thickness is maybe not enough to make a sleeve. And now just put a new pin in that's a tiny bit oversized, file it off, and the fit is perfect. Ball in the right direction. Shift handle not complete, but it's for the moment not important. put it in here. And there's no twist. Of course, the handle itself can spin in the ball, but the ball, no play at all. Perfect. And no machining. Now that I know that this ball will work perfectly fine, no problem, I checked the other one and I see that here there are some little pieces missing. But when I put it in here, I think it will work. If I see when I do the assembly that it will be a problem, I still have the other one, I can switch. And now let's concentrate on next problem, the keyway. I think that the older generation of tram conductors were very strong people. If you see the damage here and then how this key is bent, strong people. So let's think of a way to fix it. Now, of course, this key scrap, I will have to make a new one, because when I tried it doesn't even fit in here. And it should of course also fit in the ball. And it does, that's good. You can take measurements on it. My plan is to mill it out a little millimeter deeper and a little bit longer, so I don't have to weld again, because here we can see traces of welding and then file work over here. And then make a custom made key to go in here. 6. To center the old keyway here in the vise, what I did first, touch off and then find the high spot. Here you can see a little bit the touch off. Find the high spot and put the milling cutter in the center of the part. And now I open the vise and I rotate, close again, turn the cutter, that's close. Yep. It's maybe the right way to do things to center the slot. But if you're not chasing microns, and I'm not, it works. And here's the result. A nice little keyway, 0.5mm deeper than the original one, and also a few millimeters longer. And if I take the key that was in here, I do a test fit, it still doesn't fit, which means it's not wider than it was. But when I check, the camera will not pick it up. When I check this side and I check the other side, I touched, but I didn't cut. So, perfect. And to be complete, of course, it now also needs a new key. So, let's make one. Over to the key maker's machine. ...160 strokes a minute. And for this short workpiece, it gives a cutting speed of about 10 meters a minute. Not enough, should be 25, but maximum speed. Voila! Now I have to admit, I think there's a little bit too much play in it. But I will make it work. I think I fixed all the parts that need some fixing. And it could well be that I'm ready to put them all together again. Let's do. I have to take it all apart again, because for some mysterious reason the ball that goes in here, of course, plays hide and seek inside the spring. Let me show you. It's not supposed to do this. The ball should sit on top of the spring and not inside. Right, let's try to get it out. Nope. Yes. Normally this spring is seated under this dome idea and is pushed down with a little ring, no problem. And the other side is on the flat surface of this brass plate. So the spring can't move. And the ball is held in place, of course, in the half round idea, and is pushed down by this spring. And as you could see, instead of pushing down, the ball was inside the spring, so way higher. It's not supposed to do this. And I checked on other levers, and here we can of course see clearly the ball, and inside here there's a spring. If I turn a bit in the light, here you can see the spring, and between two there's no ring, no washer, nothing. So what's happening? I don't know. Okay, I think I figured it out. This is of course this dome idea, and to make it easy I will keep it upside down. And my first idea was that inside the seat, that I thought that this ring should come in here to hold the spring in place. But after closer inspection, no, I was wrong, my mistake. The spring comes directly here in the seat, and then here this ring, as you can see, is hollow. This is the ball idea, comes on top of the ring, and then the ball. I did it wrong. Right, I will assemble it again and bring you back when it's done. I'm really glad I quickly found the problem. And after reassembly, as you can see now, it works perfectly fine. That's good. Right, let's install the second one, which should of course be a little bit easier because the stick itself is already assembled. shit. And here it is, all assembled and ready to be installed. And I will be the first time to admit that this could be done better. And by that I mean that I could clean up all these parts nice and shiny and then weld up those two little bolts below here to make them again perfect. And then clean up this brass plate here. All this possible. But this is not part of a restoration project. You know, where you take a piece of old junk and make it new, or even better than new. This is just a please fix it and good to go again. This will be installed in a tram that we use almost every day, and it needs to be used. It doesn't need to be new.